It is time for my March wrap up. I would say that March was a decent month for me. We'll get into the fun activities that I did, but we did go traveling. That will be in a video soon. It takes a lot of time to put together that video because there's a lot. There's a lot. Anyways, I read a lot. Not a lot. I'm lying to y'all. I read 5 books this month, which I think is one more than I read last month, so I'm going up for here. I only DNF'd 1 book, but we'll get into it. So if you want to see what I read, I guess let's hang out for a little bit. Get a drink, get a snack, and let's yap about books and other things. Okay, so like I said, I read 5 books this month. The first one being Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I started this book back in February? Yes. And it was just really slow. And then eventually I was just like, you know what? Just sit down and read it. If you don't like it after this sit down, then just DNF it. Girl, I ate it up. 4.5 stars, only because it was slow in the beginning. But I haven't had a book like that in a really long time where all I wanted to do is read it. And that was this book. Once I was done with the first one, I immediately went into the second one, which was Saving 13. I love young adult books because sometimes they're just so dramatic and they deal with heavy topics that I, for some reason, enjoy reading. Also, I want to learn all about rugby. If you know, you know. But the Boys of Tommen series is hyped up for a reason. This is the reason. You meet Shannon, who is a girl who's literally been bullied all her life. Like, she wakes up and immediately starts getting bullied. She has a big family, but not by choice. She has a dad that is not the best dad. This is definitely a book I will say that you need to check all the trigger warnings because Jesus. But Shannon ends up getting so bullied in one of her schools that they end up transferring her to another school. Not necessarily a boarding school, but it's a private school, and it's mainly boys, but there is a few girls, and thankfully some of the girls that were there were 2 of Shannon's best friends all through elementary. I don't really know how schools work in Europe because I don't know. I'm in America, unfortunately, but they have different grade levels than we do. But anyways, Shannon's there, has an accident where she literally gets hit in the face with a rugby ball. I don't know what a rugby ball is called. If it's a rugby ball, cool. If it's something else, I'm sorry. Where she meets the star player, Johnny Kavanaugh. Johnny is very much like, I want nothing to do with girls. I want nothing to do with partying, drinking. Like, rugby is my number 1 priority. I'm going to be pro. He's so disciplined, but he's also hiding something. He got really injured and he kind of like faked his health to continue playing, and he eventually he falls for Shannon the first day he sees her and he tries to avoid it, and we all know how that turns out. But besides their love story, which is super slow burn, you're following some crazy problems with these kids and their other friends, and it was a wild ride. Second book, I rated that one a 4 stars. That one was just as good. Not as good as the first one, but I'm really trying to take the series slow because I feel like I could read it all. I have not started the other ones. I'm waiting for the physical copies because I don't have Kindle Unlimited anymore, but yeah. The third book I finished was The Rivaled Crown by Holly Renee. This wraps up the series. It's a trilogy of the Veiled Kingdom series. This was 4 stars for me. I got a cute PR box in the mail from Holly and her team. And this is probably the first time I've taken that sweatshirt off because, oh my God. I can't go too deep into it because it's the final book and it'll spoil it, but I will say that this series finished off so well that I honestly am like, Holly, give us more of the side characters. Do like an ACOTAR thing where you start, you're done with them, but go over here. It's such the rival crown, not the rival crown. Yes, the Veiled Kingdom is such a good series to start with if you like romance and you like the spice, but you want to start going into fantasy. This is it. Holly has another series. I've read one of them and I do want to read the rest of them. But her world building is really easy to follow along with, and it just chef's kiss. There will like Darkry, I don't know. Tells us how to pronounce her names, but we all know I don't know how. He is top 5 book boyfriends. Top 5. Like this is how much he loves his lady. I will burn this effing world to the ground before I let anything happen to you again. This book was true enemies to lovers. This whole series was. Essentially, these two characters, the two main characters, come from, like, opposing sides, but the daughter of the king, Verena, y'all, you should know if you've been watching my videos, I can't pronounce anything. She is the king's daughter, and the king is a horrible person. Dacre, all I think of is ice cream. That's probably not even how you pronounce his name. Holly, I'm sorry. Is the son of the, what is it called? They're traitors, essentially. Like, they're a he's a son of the rebellion. But the king is so bad that Verena, if I ever wrote a book, I won't. Names will be easy. Verena, she literally runs away from the castle, and she gets picked up by the rebellion, and it's this whole thing. And he doesn't like her. He doesn't know who she is at first, because it's a whole, like, she's undercover. You don't even know what she looks like, because the king has been hiding her for so long because she has no power. It was good, to say the least. Great intro to fantasy if that's what you want to do. You know, I highly recommend it. The spice is there. The banter is there. The world building's there. The, like, action's there. It was good. It was definitely good. I was also, like, blessed to read all 3 of those books as arcs, so I'm so thankful for that, because I don't think I could have waited till release day to read all those. And then the third book I read was You Like It Darker by Stephen King. I read this for my book club, and I gave it 2 stars. I don't think that short stories are for me, because the story that I ended up liking the most out of these collections was the longest one. Some of them were so short, I was like, was that necessary? I don't know. I don't have a problem with Stephen King's writing. I am still reading it. I've been reading that book for the past 2 years, because I love Pennywise, but You Like It Darker was not for me. I gave it 2 stars, but I probably would have DNF'd it if it was not for my book club, so. And I also realized I have not read a thriller all year, and I need to. So, who knows? Maybe that will be April. Another arc that I was super, super blessed to get was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This was my first book I've ever read of Abby Jimenez. What was I doing waiting so long? I gave this one 4.25 stars. Sobbing. Literally sobbing. It didn't kill me in the way that I was like, it was more like, damn, this is hitting hard. You meet this girl, Samantha, who ends up going to a vet clinic who is run by Xavier, who is the male main character. Hot vet, already had me sold. She found this kitten, and she takes it in there, and he's like, this kitten's not gonna, he was kind of grumpy, right? Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like grumpy sunshine, because it definitely wasn't. He's just more reserved. He tells her that this kitten, it's more likely that you need to euthanize it, because the surgery that it needs is gonna be like thousands and thousands of dollars. The kitten doesn't have a butthole. I don't know how it happens. If you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with Wisp, which is, if you check out Rags to Riches Pet Rescue, I think. I don't know. I'll tag it somewhere up here. Wisp was also a cat born without an anus and raised a lot of money. It was like, I'm pretty sure Abby took inspiration from Wisp's story, because they even call this kitten a dirty napkin, and that's what people call Wisp. Anyways, Samantha is like, So you're just gonna put it down? That's rude. Like, you're not even gonna try to help it. And Xavier's like, you're causing the animal more harm, and like, if you don't have the money, we can't do anything. And she's like, whatever, I'm gonna raise the money. She does. And Xavier also donates money to her. And she finally goes back over to the vet because she's traveling to California to go visit her mom, who has Alzheimer's. And she needs like the tranquilizer for the kitten. And Xavier cannot stop thinking about Samantha at all. Like, he can't. And when she walks back in, he's like, I'm happy you were able to fix a cat. Like, I'm sorry that I was so rude. He also had a really bad interaction before she came in with this person who was just giving up the dog for no apparent reason. They wanted to euthanize it, and he said, okay, I'll euthanize it. He doesn't euthanize it. He ends up just keeping the dog, which is apparently illegal in the book. I don't know in real life. So anyways, Samantha goes, Xavier, they meet, blah, blah, blah. Xavier's like, go out with me. Samantha's like, okay. They have an amazing first date. I'm not going to get too into the details. It's like crazy good. And she's like, Xavier eventually is like, do you want to go on a second date with me? And she's like, I can't. I'm moving. He was under the impression that she was just going to visit California. No, she was moving to California because she's going to go help take care of her mom. And so that pretty much sets up the whole story of this long distance relationship. Like, she tells him to forget her, but obviously he doesn't. Say you'll remember me standing in the nice, you know. But it was so good. It focuses on, like, not only are long distance relationships hard, but like the amount of effort you have to put in. They're like Minnesota, California. That's like thousands of miles. And how you have to also keep building on yourself. Like, you can't let this whole relationship consume you. And it was such a good book. It also focuses on, you know, family dynamics, taking care of Alzheimer's, how you're basically grieving somebody who is still alive. And that hit home for me. I literally finished the book and I was just like sobbing, but it was good. So those are the books I read for March. These are the books I read for March. I only did one book audio, which was Say You Like It Darker, and the rest were all ebooks. I don't know what a physical book is anymore. I kept up my reading streak with, I don't know what I'm at now, but for the year, I'm at 127. Oh my God. I'm at 127 days straight of reading. Snap, snap, snap. All those books put me at 19 out of 50. I'm doing really well for my reading goal this year, and I'm really proud of myself for making it something more attainable. I'd love to read 100 books, but I don't think I could. Maybe this year's it. Who knows? I do have a confession to make. I broke my bookbind ban, but it's like I could see the future because I bought First Time Caller from Walmart. It's a purple cover. It's adorable. It's also my book club book for this month, and getting that Hold on Libby is redonkulous. So that was technically one of my, like, exceptions for my bookbind ban was if it's a book club book and I can't get it, then do it. And we did go to El Paso, and I did buy a book, but that was from an indie bookstore. I bought The Witches of El Paso, which I wanted to wait to buy until I went to El Paso next. So I bought that. It was signed, so even cooler. Brave Books. I love that bookstore so much in El Paso. It's just amazing. I did not read my 12 for 12, which was the God's Games play. I didn't read it, but I do plan on reading it. I have it on my Kindle. I will most likely read it this month. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Let me see something. This month I do have to read Pack Up the Moon, and I have to read it because I have literally promised my best friend that I will read it for the past year. So that is my TBR, as well as First Time Caller. And that's it. I DNF'd one book last month. It was an arc called The Shades of Power. It had so much potential, but it's a fantasy novel, and the info dumping I can typically deal with info dumping, but it was like She meets this guy, and within the first like 10 minutes, she's just telling him everything about her world. She's a fae, and she's telling this human everything. So, I felt bad about that because, yeah, I don't like DNFing books, and I especially don't like DNFing indie books and arcs that are given to me, but I had to. I have to be more like persistent on DNFing books that are not bringing me joy. I'm really trying to push for 3 stars and up. Disregard Say You Like It Darker. I had to read that one. That's my book club, but it is what it is. Forgot to mention this. My bracket, my favorite book of the month is going to be Binding 13. So that puts us at January, February, March. January was Onyx Storm. February was Trials of the Sun Queen. And Binding 13 is for that first quarter. The winner of that is Binding 13. Wow. I know. Things I watched last month. Severance. Finished that. The season's done. What the hell? That's all I have to say. What the hell? I finished Heartstoppers too. I'm so ready for the next season. I don't know why I cry so much watching it. Like, I guess because visually seeing it, even though it's a graphic novel, so I'm visually seeing it in the book too. But anyways, so good. So freaking good. Finished that. Still watching St. Dennis Medical. I love that show. It's so funny. I really hope it doesn't get canceled because it's just so funny. It's giving The Office, but in a hospital. We started watching The White Lotus. I'm obsessed. I don't think Danny is as obsessed as I am because there's just a lot of drama. He's waiting for somebody to die at all times. We've currently made it to season 2, so I imagine by the end of this month we'll be caught up. So, but also this month The Last of Us comes out, right? Is it The Last of Us? I keep getting it confused with stinking Colleen Hoover's book, the one with Pedro Pascal and the zombie things. That comes out this month. The Last of Us, A Story of Us. Oh, it is The Last of Us. I'm thinking of It Ends With Us. Anyways. And then we saw 2 movies. We saw The Monkey, which is also a Stephen King book. That was like comedic horror. That was hilarious. Also weird. Also, I don't know. It was a good movie. We were laughing. It was stupid but scary, but not scary. And then we saw Novocaine. That one, it was a good movie, but I'm such a wimp when it comes to like gore and like pain and like needles and that. Yeah, I literally was like this the whole time, but I was like, because I wanted to see it. I wanted to laugh. It was a good movie, but geez, it was bad. Games and other hobbies this past month. The Sims, obviously. I also started playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I will probably never see the light of day ever again. I also played a few games of Repo with my sister and all of my partner's friends, and I don't play a lot of team games. I really like to just be in my own little bubble when it comes to video games, but it was fun. I don't know what I'm doing, but I was okay. Danny says I was decent, but I think he has to tell me that stuff because it's like in our contract or whatever. And then I'm not going to pick it up, but I'll put a picture here. I did finish a Lego. I have like 6,000 boxes of Legos I need to finish. This was bought for me for Christmas. Finished it. It's cute on my desk. I'm not going to pick it up because it just falls. And then I colored 1 page this month. I need to color more, obviously, if you can see in the back. We got some cute little colors back there. I was just so busy last month. So, music. Let's all give me a pat on the back because she's still on there. So maybe like a little pat on the back. March music of the month. I don't know, guys. I've just been hitting shuffle and trying to listen to other things, but everything comes back to her, you know? Number 1 song was Effecto by Bad Bunny. Number 2 was the Tortured Poets Department, which is surprising because I really don't like that song. Don't kill me. And then number 3 was Sahara Love by Seven Lions. It's an Above and Beyond remix. Love that song. Top 3 artists. We're going to go back. Number 3, Sabrina Carpenter. Number 2, Gracie Abrams. Number 1, Taylor Swift. Other than that, March was a good month. Like I said, we went to El Paso. We had to go for a funeral, but it's okay. Everybody's okay. But we did have to, I encountered my first sandstorm. Not the song. Dust storm. I don't know what they call it there. It felt like I was in Dune. I've never seen Dune, but that's what it was. You couldn't even see anything. And when I went home and took a shower, it was just dirt just coming off me. We got my little sister's prom dress. She has prom this month. That was a super fun thing that we did. She's growing up. And I feel old. We went to some soccer games. Soccer's back. I don't know anything about soccer, but I do love going to the games. I know the goals and the points and the time, but rules, not really. But I do love supporting our soccer team here. Super fun. We went for like their St. Patrick's Day thing, so we had some green beer. And then our big trip I don't want to call it our big trip this year because I imagine we're going to go on more trips. But we did go to Washington, D.C. for our anniversary. It was our 7-year anniversary. Yay! I really mainly wanted to go to see pandas, and boy, did I see pandas. I will let you enjoy clips of said pandas because I watch these all the time still, so. Okay, you're welcome, because they're literally so cute. How are they real? And then there was this little gorilla, which I fell in love with. He was a baby gorilla, and he was just rolling around, living life. People were laughing, having fun watching him. And like I said, you will see, I'm going to put most of the footage in a whole Washington, D.C. vlog. I hope you like it. It's a little bookish, a little just Pixie's life. But we had so much fun. We walked 25,000 steps almost every day. Close to it. More steps than I should be walking. But ultimately, we had so much fun. And I definitely want to go back because nobody told me there was a billion Smithsonian museums to see. And all of them are free. So if you're a nerd like me and love museums, I definitely recommend going. The food there was phenomenal. We had some lobster rolls. They were good. But there is a place here in Austin that is, I dream about it. I literally dream about this lobster roll place, but they were so good. And yeah, everybody was super nice-ish. Yes, people were nice, but it's DC, so you know there's a lot of important people. Everybody is important. Everybody knows somebody, so we just stayed in our bubble, and I loved it. But yeah. Well, guys, that's my March wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed it. I am super excited for what April holds. I've already finished one book. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know my thoughts on this book because, oh my god. But anyways, I can't wait to see y'all in the next video. If you have any ideas for me, let me know. How many books did you read this month? Tell me, please. Luna just did the cutest thing over there. I can't show you because it's a whole thing, but she's adorable. But thank you guys so much for hanging. As usual, do all the YouTube things. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Like I said, I want to know how many books you read. What was your favorite book of the month? Oh my god, I think I want to burp. I don't want to burp on camera because that's gross, but oh, it's not. It's just being old. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.